Secrets hidden in plain sight. Powers that move the world in the shadows. Questions no one dares to answer. Step beyond the matrix. Subscribe.
So what if I told you that we're in the void of the upside down? And that it was created by the Anunnaki, and they've been putting this in front of your face this entire time. So do you remember the movie Us that was released back in 2019? That was telling you about the void of the upside down, which also had a very similar eerie feel to Stranger Things. Where that's a recurring topic, the void of the upside down. Yeah, and what if I told you that the very fabric of this simulated reality was actually using transversal energy? Transversal energy, aka light energy, that moves perpendicular to primordial source, which is 9 ether energy. The ether energy that allows you to connect to the ether net, aka the internet, which is also coding and generating this fake simulated reality as we know it. Yeah, nothing is as it seems and everything is as perceived.
They're not creators, they're copycats. What they did is they took the source coding of the original Matrix system and they inverted it and they copied it, and it's a counterfeit system. And what they did is they used it to enslave and harvest energy from humans that they created. And they created humans to replace their slave race. And those are what we call now like the Watchers, that are meant to keep us in this entrapment system. What is not out there right now is the information before the Sumerian tablets. And there's a lot of people, especially a lot of galactic influencers, that are taking some of these Anunnaki gods or Hindu gods or Greek gods, and they're putting them up on these pedestals. And, you know, these are actually the enslavers. We're talking about a whole nother layer of this whole story that doesn't get talked about, and it's not part of the multi-billion-dollar pre-engineered disclosure agenda.
Now, this is all alleged and theoretical, of course, but what if it was true? And what if the other realms of higher dimensional consciousness is accessible through you unlocking your DEA DNA and honing in on that third eye, aka the pineal gland, which will allow you to see ultraviolet light hues? Because remember, we are only actually seeing 0.005 of reality, not even 1%. And we don't have to go to outer space allegedly to access it. And that is in the same realm and existence as this reality, which is the reason why they're able to connect to 9 ether energy. The same energy that is abundant and free around us. Versus the transversal energy, aka the light, the sun.
Oh man, modern culture tricked us, man. Yeah, it got us seeing life like it's some type of competition. You know, good versus bad. Pain versus pleasure. Like one side is right and the other side shouldn't even exist. You know. But hot and cold aren't enemies. They're just varying degrees of temperature. Light and darkness aren't beefing with each other. They're complementing each other. Because we can't have one without the other. So rejecting one side just ends up limiting the full experience. Because if you avoid pain, then guess what? You won't grow. If you avoid struggle, you don't get strong. And that's exactly why people stay stuck. Because they only want one side of life and just ignore, you know, the other part that makes it all possible in the first place. You know? So the reality is there is no opposition. It's just one thing expressing itself in many ways.
Industry keeps pumping out all these fake stars. Industry plants? That's not a real thing. I heard they have a factory up in the hills. Let's find out.
Come on, B, are you kidding me? What is going on here, guys? Shh! Shut up! This is wild.
Over there? Nothing. Not really that
Did you hear what they said? This is the new RAV4 commercial. Something's going on here, guys. And why is there so many of the same people? Pay attention. This guy right here, there's multiple copies of him. This guy can't believe what he's seeing. Shh, shut up! I can't believe it either. You know why? Because it's just a commercial. Ain't nothing to believe. This is advertisement, bro. That's right. They can't believe it either. That's why they looking like, what the hell's going on here? You see it? Shh, shut up! You see the sign, bro. Something's going on in this commercial, and that's all I gotta say. You heard everything. I don't gotta repeat it. Look. Shh, shut up! Something's going on in this commercial, guys. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. Not just playing about, guys. Entertainment purposes only. That's just the new Toyota commercial. They saying a whole bunch of nothing. Usually they say things that people talk about to get the conversation going, all controversy and things like that. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think about this commercial. This one is wild. Truth in plain sight. This is what they say, but I don't believe it. I'm out.
People are finding boxes of ticks in their backyard. One bite of this and you can become allergic to red meat. Now, I don't like jumping to conclusions, but when you connect the dots, this has the World Economic Forum and Bill Gates' depopulation agenda written all over it. During a WEF talk, Dr. Matthew Liao said that they can engineer meat allergies using Lone Star ticks. The Gates Foundation funded genetically engineered ticks, and then we started hearing about more and more cases of alpha-gal syndrome. That's the red meat allergy. And let's not forget that Gates is a major investor in lab-grown meat. Oh, and in 2021, he facilitated a collaboration to find a vaccine for ticks. Now, we know they're out here trying to hurt us, so let's focus on solutions. First, have a natural tick repellent. Get a spray bottle, put an ounce of witch hazel or vodka, add 20 drops of clove or lavender or tea tree oil, fill it up with water, and you got it. Second, for the people that got the allergy, there were multiple studies that showed great results with acupuncture. And finally, it's important to know your ticks moving forward. This is a deer tick. This is a Lone Star tick. That's the one linked to the red meat allergy. This right here, that's a lunatic, and he also needs to be repelled.
Straight from the underworld, coming for the underground.
Other realms are watching us on TV like it's a series or a show. I'ma repeat. Other dimensions and other realms are watching our lives being recorded like it's a fucking TV show. How do I know this? Because there's so many shows where they know that it's a universal law, they have to tell us the truth. And there's so many shows that depicts this very thing, okay? Black Mirror does it. That Sabrina, the Witch show does it. There's multiple shows that fucking show that they're watching us in other realms, in other dimensions, like we're a fucking TV show. And I'm talking about your personal life. What goes on in your personal life is on a TV show in another realm. This is for entertainment purposes only.
I think we are in a highly advanced supercomputer. The conspiracies or coincidences, these things mathematically can't happen. Even going back to Cole Allen, the guy who tried to assassinate Trump, his name was tweeted 3 years ago on an account on X. One tweet, that's it.
Oh, the banner, right?
The banner, it was a frog, but it had a suit just like Trump.
Yeah.
And even in the banner that he used, it was from a screenshot from a website called timetravel.eu.
So that proves time travel exists.
They're alluding to it.
Holy.
Yeah. How was that guy? 3 years ago, his name was tweeted on this X account, and the X account was Henry Martinez. And Henry Martinez was actually an employee of NASA. He worked with Lockheed Martin, and there's a document that came out related to NASA. At the same time that he was there, how was Cole Allen an intern at NASA?
That's wild. I didn't know he was an intern.
Yeah. So this person who tweeted this had a direct connection to Cole Allen.
I mean, when Tesla disappeared, they say he had the time travel documents taken, right?
Exactly. And Donald Trump's uncle took the papers.
When it comes to these viruses, it's all planned. The hantavirus, all of them, it's all planned. Fear is a business. That's how they make money off of you. They make money off your emotions. That's why they sell you bad news. Everything is governed by cycles, patterns, and frequencies. Time isn't real. AM and PM was given to you to distract you and to keep you away from your divine self. So check this out. Ushuaia, Argentina is where the hantavirus began on April 1st on the Honduras cruise ship. Now mind you, April 1st is the New Year's, is the new beginnings. People think January 1st is the New Year's, but that's not true. See, they gave you 12 months, but it's 13 months that's in the calendar. You see, the people in power understand this realm that we live in is not operated by time. It's operated by frequencies, patterns, and cycles. That's why they gave you 12 months instead of 13 months. That's why they gave you AM and PM instead of divine timing. This is where it gets deeper. If you look up Ushuaia, Argentina, the name of Ushuaia, it means end of the world. Now, why do you think that is? Because, brothers and sisters, we live in a matrix. Everything is planned. Nothing is a coincidence. And once you awaken the divine power within yourself, you cannot see it.
Now that I just pinpointed how you can pick up and receive thoughts of others, and that you should watch the thoughts you put out, and connected it with the fact that you may be living in a world that is not factual, now I'm going to show how reality is being perverted with someone else's actuality. Because in our reality, the universe is black. Okay? And I don't mean black by color. Let me not even say black. It is melanated. Everything has melanin in it. Water, fruits, plants, everything contains melanin. That is reality. But it is an actuality that somebody who contains the least amount of melanin is telling you how to live. It is an actuality that the universe is melanated, black. I mean, it is a reality that the universe is melanated. It is an actuality that Jesus is white and is on a cross. That's somebody else thought out of the realm of illusion. It is an a reality that fruits and vegetables breathe in oxygen, which is the life force, and they are also melanated beings and contain souls. And when you eat them, you take on life. That is a reality. That is according to the universe or God or whatever you want to call it. It is an actuality that Starburst and Skittles and pixie sticks and candy should be put into your body, because most of those chemicals are created and are unnaturally created, and our bodies doesn't even possess the proper machinery to even break that down. So why are you putting it in you? So right now we are all been brainwashed to live in somebody else's creation. We are living in an actuality instead of a reality.
If you don't know, you should know about the company Flock. They have almost 100,000 surveillance cameras all over the US, and they're planning for a lot more. And just like every other product that's meant to control us, they're trying to sell it as a simple license plate reader for our safety. But it's not. They are building a surveillance state. Their patent proves that they also use AI to track pedestrian activity, and they can feed that information to Palantir, where privacy and humanity goes to die. And I know what you're thinking, but if I don't do anything wrong, I'm fine. That's the exact type of mentality that will enslave you and your family for the rest of time. Haven't you had enough with these weird technocrats watching everything you do? You want to live under communism? Be my guest. But I want to keep my sovereignty and my creativity. And if we're always under the magnifying glass of big government, our soul will eventually die. So you can go on dflock.org to see where these cameras are and ask your city council to remove them, because it's a total privacy violation.
So now we have all these major news platforms speaking about aliens. And not only are they speaking about aliens, they are telling us what types we are dealing with. So far, they named about 4 different types: the great aliens, Pleiadians, insectoids, reptilians. Pretty soon, they're going to speak about how we are dealing with a mothership. And this mothership came from 3-Eye Atlas. Remember 3-Eye Atlas? So many people forgot about 3-Eye Atlas because the media always pushing different headlines. So how can we focus on one thing if there's a million stories taking place every day? These aliens, they really do exist. Maybe different timelines, different dimensions, but they are really real. Some people might want to call them fallen angels, demons, whatever you want to call them, they're real. I don't want people to believe that we are the only intelligent life forms in the universe. No. If you believe that, you're going to have a hard time in the future, because our reality is really changing. We are going into a timeline where the spiritual teachers, conspiracy theorists, we will be the voice for the nation. They used to laugh at us, remember? But soon they will come to us for advice. They say people fear what they don't know and hate what they can't conquer. Well, the governments of this world is going to start saying this: these aliens are demonic, they're evil, they're trying to take over our planet. We have to shoot nuclear weapons in space. So now we are going to be dealing with a space war. They're not going to tell you they are the real pirates or space invaders. Frequency, vibration, love, hate. Some people have souls, some don't. Believe it or not, most of these alien life forms they are speaking about, they really want to help us. But Hollywood brainwashed us to make us believe that they are demons. They are fallen angels. Well, if these aliens are demons and fallen angels, what the fuck do you call our governments? Because look what they did to us. These people can poison the water, poison our food, make us pay rent, make us pay taxes, give us poison in our bodies. If they can do all this shit to us, are they really for us? Maybe the aliens that's coming is coming to help us. We will keep hearing about these UFO stories until we actually see one walking down the street. But we have artificial intelligence, so people are not going to believe nothing. We are really about to be dealing with space wars. Yeah. But when they say they're going to bomb outer space up there, they're speaking about the oceans.
So you have 3 guys, 3 assassination attempts, and they're all on TV. What are the odds? There's a trend happening. So if you look at the first guy, Thomas Matthew Crook, he was on a BlackRock commercial. Ryan Routh, he was on Newsweek talking about, mercenaries, gaining mercenaries for Ukraine. This guy, Cole Allen, he was filmed a few years ago with ABC. And then mind you, that ABC clip where he was actually showing how he made some type of mechanism for wheelchairs and whatnot. At that event, JD Vance's wife was a speaker too, which is weird. At the same event. Yes, this is in 2017, sorry. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like how all these instances lining up and then these things happen.
What's the point for staging it? Is it just to create more chaos?
Well, 2 things can be true. 1, it's a distraction. 2, what year is it? 2026, midterms. So every time you think about election time, midterms, you have to galvanize. You have to really get the people going. You have to start pulling in who you want in office, right? So all these things, the last assassination attempt, that was right before Trump got in office. So, that helps push that.
Thanks to deregulation by the FCC.
You mean Disney, Fox, Westinghouse, and good old GE?
They own networks from CBS to CNBC.
They can use them to say whatever they please. A footnote protects you from folks who doubt what you say.
But the big shots don't care. They're all sitting pretty thanks to corporate welfare.
What's that now?
They get billions in subsidies from the government. It's supposed to create jobs, but that's not how it's spent. They use tax and soft money to support congressmen who will vote for weapons programs again and again and let them dump toxic waste where the young ones play.
INGE made the bullets that shot JFK.
You contribute to this chain every time you buy a product sponsored on this show.
That's what NBC doesn't want you to know. Till the next time.
Trump is now taking pictures with aliens. I know it's AI, but it's a message. But I zoomed in and I realized that the alien is in shackles. Did they imprison these great aliens? Or did these great aliens imprison us? They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So what are they trying to tell us? If these life forms are more advanced than us, why the hell is he shackled from hands to feet? This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. Oh, y'all thought Star Trek, Star Wars, Babylon 5. Oh, y'all thought these was movies. No, 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 no. There's a real galactic war taking place. We see the war every day, but we don't know what the war is. We are in the age of Aquarius, so everything that was hidden is about to be shown to us. Everything will be shown to us. Shit, you can close your eyes, go to sleep, turn your head, turn the TVs off. It will be shown to us. The real question is, will you be able to handle the truth? Will you be able to handle your religion was fake? Your God was fake. The people that control this world is fake. The way you look at yourself is fake. We are really galactic beings made out of all light. We are not just this physical body. We are much more. That's why they trying to get people to have these real IDs. They want you to identify with the false you. Because when these aliens finally show themselves, we're not going to know who we are. They want you to believe that these aliens are light years away. Millions of years away. No, 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 no. We see them every day. All you gotta do is look up. Hollywood tried to tell you. Remember the movie E.T.? He wanted the phone home? The moon. Yes, they come from the moon. They have us sitting around waiting for the mothership. This planet we live on is the mothership. Both of these life forms are pirates. They came here to take over the mothership. We had a force field that protected us from these outside pirates. That force field was made out of unconditional love. Remember, they are low vibrational beings. We are high vibrational beings. We are made from love. They are not. The only way these life forms can come on our planet, it has to match their vibration. So our planet is really low. That's why they can live on here. Once you raise your frequency, you are raising your unconditional love. Once we remember, our force field will be built back again. And these life forms won't be able to come on here. They live on the moon. They always been on the moon. We can't see them because they live within the moon, not on the surface. If you want to know more about these pirates, all you have to do is read the ebook, Shadows of the Matrix. The link is in my bio.
Je pilote mon avion dans la Festival du Cannes in France. So we're going for the premiere, the world premiere of Propeller One My Night Coach. Nella and I are really excited about this. So we'll see you there.
Let's talk about John Travolta because so many of you have been sending me this. Yeah, so I woke up this morning and you know how I get messages in my dreams and in my sleep? Well, I woke up saying, Johnny, that's gonna mess up the schedule. That's gonna mess up the schedule. Okay, so he came out like doing this to ruffle some feathers and to expose something that's going on, maybe duplicating, replicating, because with his little hat and him speaking in French and in the video, I also was getting bonjour as a downloaded word, right? So sometimes there'll be words that stick out, right? And bonjour, pilot, airplane, those were all things that were like being downloaded to me. And then all of a sudden, boom, John Travolta comes out with this new face, new character. Don't forget that John Travolta is connected to Scientology, okay? And Scientology also connects back to the aliens. But I think that John Travolta has been duplicated and is coming out and like to ruffle some feathers in behind the scenes. They were not planning on him coming out and doing anything, and that's why I woke up saying, Johnny, that's gonna mess up the schedule. It's gonna mess up the schedule. So like, I don't think this was supposed to happen right now. So this is apparently his daughter, okay, and this is him with that very fake facial hair too. But here you can see a very big difference in what we were seeing John Travolta looking like in 2018 and now 2026. So obviously there's been some duplicating, replicating, perhaps maybe a robot of some kind. Something is going on because you guys know these celebrities keep coming to me. And so when I got all these little downloads, then all of a sudden he comes out and then I wake up saying all this stuff. It's all connected. But you can clearly see that this, I don't know, is it human? I don't know. But this is not the same as this, period.
So apparently mermaids were spotted in Brazil. And a lot of people are saying that it's not AI. The person who saw it was like in a Para River or something like that. And a lot of people are saying that this is not AI. And to me, it looks like something from like the movie Avatar. They're just not blue. But this is exactly why AI was created, y'all. The veil is thinning. The veil has completely thinned, and now we can see everything. So because we can see things now, they have to be passed off as AI. Perhaps that's why everything that you see online now, you don't know whether it's real or fake. It's because the things that you think are real are probably fake, and the things you think are fake are probably real. It's the age of deception. We are living in the age of deception, where we truly don't know if these things right here are real or not. And I think at first glance, I'm always going to think that this is fake. But then I know the spiritual realm we live in. I know the creatures that still exist now, and it's kind of just like, okay, the veil is thin. These things could be possibly real, but we will never know because they have played us and played in our faces for so long that the deception runs deep. And it's easier now to disbelieve something than it is to believe something because they've lied to us so much. So now when the truth actually happens and the things really come out, we will not really believe it. It's the simple push and pull method, right?
There's a pattern in the panic, a code in the collapse. Every lifetime feels random until you trace it back. Universal cipher embedded in flesh, binary breath and the rise and the rest. Pulse like a metronome ticking in death. Life just alone with compounding regret. We born in a maze with invisible walls. Conditioned to chase was designed for the fall. Pleasure and pain, same leash, different call. Freedom advertised, but the spirits stay small. They sell you the light like it's always divine, but glare can be blinding when truth's out of line. What if the tunnel ain't heaven's design? What if it's simply a recycling sign? You see pattern unseen, current looping the soul to the lesson burning. Memory wipe, but the trauma persistent. Deja vu ain't random, it's system resistant. Spiritual war, but it's silent and clean. No tanks in the street, it's the war in between. Doubt in your chest, lust in your jeans. Fear in your thoughts, dressed up as dreams. You think it's temptation, it's calibration. Testing your frequency, soul vibration. Every decision and navigation. Heaven or harvest administration. When you die with a rise of the skies in the sky. God in your mind with a shine in its eye. Saying this way you survive, come inside, but the vibe feels slightly misaligned. Incarnated, integrated, simulated state. Memory segregated, destiny debated, fate elevated or sedated in the second phase. Is the light liberation over clever cage? Moonlit glow got a cold white hue, pulling tides like it pulling you to. Gravitational ritual, cyclical view. Harvest emotional residue. It fears the fuel and regrets the grain, and pain distracted from trauma stains. What if the system sustained a chain by looping the soul through loss again? Think about it. Why to wipe every birth? Why the amnesia attached to the curse? If growth is the goal, why reset the worth? Why drop us blind back into the dirt? Maybe the war ain't haunting the flame. Maybe it's comfort. Maybe it's fame. Maybe it's ego whispering climb, while disconnecting you from the divine. You see pattern, universal code. Soul in the body temporarily loaned. Consciousness roaming a cellular throne, searching for truth in a fabricated zone. They fear when the human remember the source. Break from the loop, rewrite the course. Detach from the bait and question the force. Suddenly harvest don't work anymore. What happens when death no longer deceives? When you see through the veil they weave. When the light don't hypnotize your belief and you choose your own frequency. Dark ain't always the villain they paint. Light ain't always the halo you think. Discernment sharper than ritual blade. Spiritual warfare fought in the brain. If the moon's a mirror reflecting the lie and the lie feeds off emotional cry, then master itself is how you defy any system that profits from why you die. So